Hello, everybody. We are live. Come right on in. We are so excited for this evening. It's a special book club discussion tonight. We are here with the Jones, Jared and Madelyn Jones, with us this week. I know you guys remember Madelyn from last week, and she definitely spoke into our lives about processing grief. I don't know how many of y'all did y'all homework last week, where she said to have that challenging conversation and have that mother-daughter talk and to confront some things. And what was it, Madelyn? You said drop the weight.
Drop the weight. Let it go.
Drop the weight. You weren't playing around last week. I felt that fire kick in. So as you guys know, we are going to continue with the book of Ruth. So hope you guys did your reading this week. Miss Madelyn, you want to share anything before we get started?
No, I'll first say I'm excited to have my husband with me tonight. This is the first time we've actually done this together of any sort in a long time. And being that it's Father's Day, I'm honored to allow him to sit beside me. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just joking. But I'm honored that he, would sit with me tonight, and also from a man standpoint and perspective, be able to share with you all that are viewing. So, and happy Father's Day to all those out there. And we're going to let Miss Nicole do what she does and flow with it.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Jared, for being here. I know most fathers, what they like to do for Father's Day is to go to their man cave, do their thing, relax, and see, yep, I'm on it, right?
You in the vein right there. You are all in the vein right there.
I was going to say, most men, we women, we want to do this, we want to go here, we want to do that. Men, let me be, and that's all I need.
I'm at to send an offering. You on the vein right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think we have 4 people in right now. We waited till we had 10 last time, but it's okay because the people who show up late, they just won't get the prize. So we had Charlene Lee win last week, her Starbucks gift card. So we'll see who. Yeah. So I know she's gonna be back on ready to win. I see you tagging people. Okay, perfect. Yeah. You being nice. You giving them a chance to come on.
I'm trying to help the Saints.
You trying to help the Saints. We'll see who read Ruth too. All right, guys. I know it's Saturday. Thank you guys for joining. When you come in, please type your name in the chat. We are streaming to YouTube and Facebook. So we got people coming in from different locations. I'll try to do my best to make sure the comments are on the screen so that some of the YouTubers can see the Facebookers, if I said that right.
That should make sense, yeah.
All right. All right. So please state your name as you come in. I see the count going up. It's going up and down. All right. Let me check out. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Okay. Some people are texting me. I think she said it's an issue with the link. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, they're in. Okay. Hello, Miss Gina Smith. That is my mother. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Mom.
Miss Gina.
All right, she's faithful. She always show up to mother-daughter stuff. So I'm grateful. So we want to see some fellas on today. I made a special post for the fathers. Usually we don't let y'all come into our personal mothers and daughter thing.
Oh, wow.
But you said, wow.
Wow.
Because we got our own little thing. But
see, that's the problem. See? You hear that?
I heard
y'all got your own little thing.
Oh,
as soon as y'all want the fellas to come in, y'all never show up for nothing.
We show up for y'all. We show up for stuff for y'all. I say that. We do show up. We just sometimes maybe a little late, but we show up. So you gotta give us grace.
That's right. Give us grace. That's my word. Grace.
Part of being a wonderful husband is giving us grace. That's the first word is grace.
God is good. I'm telling you.
Oh, my grandmother said, Grandma's watching. She said, don't forget about me. Okay, Grandma.
Hey there. Good
Hey, Grandma.
All
evening.
3 generations are on tonight.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you
I
for
love how they show up for
joining.
you.
Yes. I mean, I don't threaten them or anything, but
You better get up. That's what.
all right, let's see. Give y'all a couple more minutes because I know some people were mad last night or last week. They didn't win the trivia. So I think we have like 7 questions this week. Okay, some more people are joining in. All right, I think it's more on YouTube this week. Was it you? No, let's see the numbers coming in. All right, numbers are flying up. All right, cool. So let's get started. It is 8:23. Hey, Brother Rodney, is there?
Oh, that's my brother.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you.
What's up, fam? That's my bro right there, man. Shout out to the Izards. That's my fam.
Yes, let's see who's gonna hold it down. Sometimes we do a little friendly competition between girls and guys.
Okay.
Because usually it's all just women, but since the guys on, we'll see who holds it down this week. Guys are pretty competitive. All right. Let's see. I see some more names. Oh, you're tagging. Okay.
Yeah, I'm tagging along.
Man.
I understand. Sometimes people need the reminders.
Yes, mommy. My mom is on here
Oh, your
tonight.
mom is on there.
Hey,
Yeah,
mommy.
I love to see
Hey,
the
Mom.
mothers in. Yay. Love it. Love it. So we got our mothers in. You got your brother in. All right. I think we're ready. I think we can go for it. So let's see who knows the Book of Ruth.
All right, let's do it.
Share the screen. Hopefully I do it right this time. All right, guys, let us get started. Okay. Oh, I forgot it does give us 30 seconds. So y'all got a little bit more grace. All right. So I hope you guys studied up. I know some of y'all have your Bibles right beside you. If what you got to do to make it work. All right. So question number 1, starting in 8 seconds. All right. There it is. Oops. Hold on 1 second. I think I shared the wrong thing.
Did we share the one from last week?
No, I shared the wrong screen.
Oh, okay.
1 second. I need to share this screen. So sorry guys if you missed the first question. Hold on. I was supposed to share this one. All right, this is the one. Okay. So, oops. Well, I guess you guys won't know the first question because I did not know how to pause it. But anywho, how did Ruth and Naomi live when they got home? So you won't be disqualified for not doing this answer, but I think your brothers in. Bless you, sister, brother Maddie and Jay. Bless you. Thank you for joining, Brother Jonathan Dawkins. Thank you for your presence. All right, so now we can officially start. So question number 2. And you can jump in whenever you like, Maddie.
Okay.
Whenever you like, because I may not be doing too good with this. Let's see.
No problem.
You know what? I think I will take this banner off because it is covering the question. All right, here we go. So officially question number 1, but technically question number 2. How did Ruth meet her future husband, Boaz? Ignore that comma. Number 1, he saw her in the house of God worshiping. Number 2, she was personally introduced to him. Number 3, she happened to be gleaning in his field. And number 4, God showed her Boaz in a dream. So just type the number of the correct answer and it will compute your answers. And we'll see who wins this week. These things do go kind of fast too. All right, let me check out the comments. Oh, I see my sister on here. All right.
Hey, sister. Look, we
The whole family. All right. Got my little sister on here. Hey, Christian. All right. And you should know this. You went to a Christian school your whole life. So you need to know this. Correct. She happened to be gleaning in his field. Very good. Very good. Very good. Everybody got that one correct. All right. Question number 3. That's gonna confuse me the whole time, sis.
It's okay. It's one of those kind of nights, so it's okay.
It is.
All right,
It's
let's
a hot
see.
day.
I'll do this one. What made Boaz interested in Ruth? Ruth's distinct beauty. Ruth's kindness toward her mother-in-law. Ruth's singing voice captured his heart. Ruth's love for children.
I was having fun with these, as you can see.
I'm trying to figure out how she's seen that. Good.
It's small. I was struggling, but it's okay. I should put my glasses on for this one. Yet again. Hey, I can see.
Let me move this thing a little closer.
Clearly now, the rain is gone.
The rain is gone because they took out all the cicadas, so I'm happy about that.
Listen, and we bless the name of our God. Yes. Those cicadas was giving me the business. All of it.
One of them flew right on my face. One was on my shirt.
One brought me for about 15 miles last week, and I was just like, you just got to go. But you know it's in June. You're not leaving. I'm just going to climb out the passenger side.
Those things are territorial. Okay, Christian got it correct. Uh-oh.
Somebody getting coffee, seems like.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to question number 4 in 5 seconds. Congratulations, Christian. I think you're in the lead right now. You got 2 questions correct. All right.
Let's see here. Did Boaz treat the stranger in the land as Moses taught in the book of the law? Number 1, yes, he gave her a warm hug. Number 2, yes, he blessed her. Number 3, no, he cast her away immediately. And number 4, no, he reported her for stealing.
Right. So think back to when she was gleaning in his field. How did he respond to her? Because technically she was a foreigner. Oh, wow. I guess the questions, I don't have much time to answer.
Yeah, it's not wasting any time tonight.
Anytime.
Very quickly.
Anytime. And if your numbers don't get in time, I think sometimes they apply it to the next question. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah, if you hit it and it's late and it's delayed, it'll think it's competing for the next question. All right, I see some 1s, some 2s. All right. Grandma, you said he gave her a warm hug.
Not this time, Grandma.
Not this time. No more hugs.
Yes, he blessed her. He definitely blessed her. All right. I think Brother Rodney, your brother got it. I hope it went through in time. Oh no. It may go to the next question.
All right. How did Boaz view foreigners in Israel? All right. Number 1, as instructors who take harvest away from the local residents. Number 2, as potential threats. Number 3, as coming under the wings of God to take refuge. And number 4, as beggars who didn't know any better. You couldn't see that? He's struggling with the glasses on. So look at God. Look at God. I can see.
And I'm all the way close to the screen. So we all doing what we can tonight, okay? With the help of the Lord. As long as no cicadas in here, I'm fine.
Not the cicadas.
Oh my goodness.
I got tired of that.
Listen. I'm so glad they came and did what they needed to do or whatever. Thank God. Please.
It was the screeching that got me. I couldn't take it.
It was bad. Your daughter was traumatized.
Oh my goodness. My little sister is holding it down.
You're on fire tonight.
She is. And I feel bad because my mother's getting them wrong.
But you can't say it out loud. You can't call it out loud that she getting them wrong. You're going to get it after this. She's going to call you. She's going to call you after this. All right. I don't know what number this is.
Question number 6.
Was Ruth an exceptional worker? Number 1, no, she showed up late and slacked off. That's like some of my coworkers. Number 2, yes, and many people praised her for it. I'm sorry. Number 3, yes, she often did more than what was asked of her. Number 4, no. So Boaz,
Oh, I'm sorry. I typed that wrong. No, okay. Boaz made it.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, that's y'all. Right.
I'm sorry, y'all. I hope y'all read that. Oh goodness.
Oh, your mom said she heard that, Nicole. You're in trouble. You are so much trouble.
I'm gonna try to delete that comment. See, that's the problem. When they can hear and see stuff and read stuff, and you can't delete it before they get to it.
No, make sure it's ordered. No delays there.
Oh. So that was the correct answer. My grandmother got it. So Boaz made it easy for her by having his men drop heads of barley for her. The sow wasn't supposed to have been in there. She actually was not a good worker at all. And so he made it easy for her because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. And the last question.
Oh, I can read this one clearly. Was Ruth able to feed Naomi to number 1, no, number 2, sometimes, number 3, yes, or number 4, depending on the workday?
So if you read the story, you will know, based on her ability to glean in the field, was she able to feed Naomi after she was able to glean in the field? But it should be pretty simple, hopefully. I didn't see anybody's answers pop up on this one. Oh, wait, there they are. All right. I'm going to have to give a different gift card this week unless you guys want Starbucks. You know what I really miss? And I don't know if you remember this, but you're from this area, right?
I am.
No.
He's not.
Okay. Do you remember Sizzlers?
Yes, I do. And
that's what I really miss.
Restaurant?
Yeah. You know what I miss though? Horn. I miss Horn.
Okay, you lost me there.
That was my Sunday go-to after church.
Yes, that in Old Country Buffet.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you got
Yes, I miss Horn. Yep. What was the one that was up the plaza? You remember there was another place in the plaza, King's Court.
I don't remember that. King's Court.
That must be a West Side thing.
Oh yeah. I was I was in Howard County, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. King's Court used to be a restaurant in the plaza.
I don't remember that. So we got some
90s.
So y'all give me some ideas on gift cards that you guys want, because I've been trying to wreck my brains. Oh, Cactus Willie's. Yes. Oh my goodness. That's it. Rodney said Cactus Willie's. I'm telling you.
Yes, Cactus Willie's. Come on, Ron. Yes. That's good eating right there.
That was excellent eating. We used to do that faithfully in Glen Burnie.
Look at his face. Look at his face. He's like, y'all are hungry right now. We are.
Very hungry.
Don't judge us.
Oh, yes. Yeah, everybody maybe we should do some trivia about some food, because it seems like everybody know about food.
Food would be excellent. Olive Garden, Starbucks, those are some good ideas.
I know those.
Yes. Thank you for those ideas. I just want to kind of diversify the gifts.
You know a good one too? Find them below, because a lot of people find some really good fine stationery, especially those who are visionaries and creatives. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Find below has some good stuff.
That's a good idea.
Go to my store, Target.
Oh yeah, Jared is a Target person, so he said go to Target.
Are you serious? All right, real quick disclaimer, y'all. I shouldn't even be getting into this, but I'm in a Target group on Facebook. It's Black women who love Target. And it's so funny because in the group, they make this post, and it's called Husbands of Black Women Who Like Target.
Well, they need a group that says husbands that like Target.
Because the husbands actually sit in the parking lot. They bring their big screen. They got a thing with the kids, and they watch the game while the wives in there shopping.
I'm bad in Walmart. I'm not bad in Target.
Oh wow!
Or Wegmans.
Like Wegmans is like a, it's such a superior grocery and fine grocery experience that I enjoy spending time.
I like to eat while I'm shopping.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I just told him yesterday I cannot wait for everything to go back to some level of normalcy, because I enjoy going to Sam's Club and eating samples. I would get full. He is over me. He's so over me.
I think to an extent that's called stealing now.
No, it is not. They offer it to you.
No.
They do. They
offer it to you.
That's stealing now.
It's not stealing when they say, would you like to try this piece of steak? Would you like to try this salsa?
Right. Come on in the building.
That's right. Wegmans is the Gucci of grocery stores.
Oh my goodness.
Wegmans, I go in and then I come out. You're not supposed to go in Wegmans and don't come out.
What do I do in Wegmans?
You just start getting stuff. You know what? This would be real good on the grill. Like, but why? Why?
This is about Ruth. We're not talking about us in
It's
Westminster.
okay. Actually, it's okay because we're gonna talk about the story. And if it's the story you want to share, that's fine.
No,
But
Nicole, you're
before,
supposed to save me.
I wonder
I'll
if
say
Boaz
you.
would say when
Before before
business.
I just want to announce the winner, and then I will change the screen.
Okay.
This is the reason why I got this up. I'm gonna make y'all big so everybody can see y'all. Christian Queen is the winner.
Congratulations.
Is my grandmother Juanita Smith. Third place is Latoya Miles. And last place is my mother. She is not gonna be happy. That's okay. That's okay.
You hit the board. You hit the board, Mom. You hit the board.
She is like, that is 2 strikes against me. So back to what we were discussing about our story. So we are in the book of Ruth 2. And one of the things that we were talking about, guys, before we went live was that in this story, when Ruth now meets Boaz in Ruth 2, one of the things that really stood out to me is when Boaz said to her, I heard of you. And I might as well, you know what? I think I want to pull this up on the screen if I can find this, if it don't take too long. All right, let's see. Let's see how I can do this. Sharing screen is not always my forte. Okay, so I just want to read this really quick scripture. Okay. I'll read this quick scripture. You got to tell everybody what you did today, so that'll explain how you feeling. Because then we understand. So it says, Boaz answered her, all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband has been fully told to me, and how you left your father and mother and your native land and came to a people that you did not know before. So what this really signifies to me is that her story was told. Her story preceded her. And so when you go places and when you meet people, do they know of you? Do they know who you are before you enter the scene? Or do they get to know you when you first walk in? So it kind of is interesting because you know how they say sometimes a name is important, or when you hear a name, you automatically know what it's connected to. Mm-hmm. So when we say I'm a Christian or I'm a woman of God, or, you know, let's say you're in a little network and they're like, oh, I heard of her. Oh, I know her. She's the pastor of so-and-so, or she's the daughter of so-and-so. What does your reputation say about you? What is your story? So I wanted us to focus on the concept of the story. What is your story? And I wanted to bring Miss Madelyn and her husband on this evening because in light of Father's Day, I wanted to get a father's opinion and just kind of jump in and share with us. We ain't gonna pull on you too much, but if you want to just kind of jump in and share kind of your thoughts, well, first you could tell us what you went through this week. So, or what you went through this weekend, so we understand how you're feeling right now, because it's all you stretching and everything. Oh, no. I think you're, oh, one sec. Okay. I think they're talking to their children, make sure everything's okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
One of the babies melting down. Sorry.
You guys are parents, so I definitely understand.
God. Okay.
It wouldn't be Father's Day without children, right? So that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm trying to learn how to be part-time. You know what I mean?
You can't do Father's Day part-time.
You know what? You have to. You have to get him to go. He's crazy.
All right, so say that one more time. I'm sorry. She was crying while you was something. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yes.
I was saying as far as this weekend, before we jump into it, I was gonna say because you were stretching and all this. I was gonna say let them know what you did for your Father's Day and why you went out.
My Father's Day went on a bike ride. Well, what was that? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Was yesterday? Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. So Friday morning I did a 15-mile bike ride around here, around where we stayed, and it was cool. And then I was like, I should go for another one. So I did another one that later on that night, which came to be 30. Okay. I burned a lot of calories, trying to lose some weight in these streets. And then today, the wife goes, hey, I want to go skating. I said, all right, cool. Let's go skating. You know what I mean? I ain't been on skates in almost like 10, 11 years. And then today was one of those days like, all right, yeah, this is great. Until I got in that car, I was like, So I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all see me moving a little bit too much, I'm in a little bit of pain, but I'm gonna be all right.
Are you in pain?
Hey,
Oh,
so, you know the muscles that you don't use,
true.
and then you
That's
start
true.
using them again. They talk.
I can't. He talked. I was gonna say. So, what story are they telling? Since we talking about stories, what's the
You
story?
need to go back to bed, brother. You know what I mean? I need to go lay down now.
That's not what they said. They said use me more often.
we gonna have to come up with a 6-week accountability group.
Yes.
For him.
Well, it need to be like proportion. You know what I mean? Today we're gonna do this, and the next week.
Yeah, I think he went overboard yesterday, but I mean, it was worth it.
It's cool. Man.
It's a good stress reliever after a long week, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think activity is good. It can kind of stretching us out, stretching our muscles out. Sometimes we don't know how we feel till later. I'm still going through this back pain, week number 3. I don't know what muscle I pulled, but I know it wasn't from walking. But
age shows it.
I'm not that old.
I'm young. I'm only 21.
Yeah, so age shows it. You know what I mean?
You can't convince me with that way.
I mean, I was just gonna try and see if I can fly with it.
No, go ahead, be 21.
I'm 21.
Go ahead, do that thing.
All right.
But at least the next 4 birthdays.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's jump right in. Ready?
Yes. Let's do
get
it.
that all out the way.
Yes.
Because I know last week you were on fire, Miss Maddie, and I'm actually wondering if some people. Hey, Sister Jessica Snowden. Hey, welcome.
Hey.
I think she was on with us last week. I believe so.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. I don't remember her name. Maybe I'm mistaking her with someone else. But I want to know who did their homework last week. Who did what Sister Maddie said to do? Who was able to drop the weight? Because before we go into telling our story and talking about our testimony, I want to know who dropped the weight, because that alone could be a testimony right there.
That's good. That's good.
Because we were talking about grief and how grief can affect you, and how grief can be. It was so good. I'm trying to word it the way you said it, but basically, can you share with us again what you said? Because I can't even.
I don't know verbatim what I said, but I do know that we talked about understanding that grief is not just the loss of a loved one, or it could be so many things. It could be loss of a marriage, loss of self-worth, loss of anything can become grief, and how we have to understand that it's an illegal thing and it's not authorized. And when it's unauthorized weight, we have to be willing to release it. And we also have to acknowledge it. Just like the 7-step program for those who have different addictions, they have to first acknowledge that there's an issue, or acknowledge that that thing is present, and identify it. And once you identify it, that's when you're able to release it. So the assignment was to go to that parent, whether it be mother, father, whomever, go to the offender, whoever the offender is, and you make it right so that you can release it, so that you can live, in totality and whole and healthily. So I hope somebody really took heed to what was released between Nicole and I, because I won't take all of that on my own, but we know that God definitely spoke through the both of us on last week and really released it, because this is a season that we are intentional, or needed to be intentional about our freedom.
Ooh,
in this conversation, that was good.
It was really good.
That was. No, never mind. We go on another.
No. Go ahead. Chime in.
For you to defend yourself.
You gotta tell yourself. You have to tell yourself too at times, because sometimes, I think we talked about, sometimes we're our own grief. We're grieving our own self, because sometimes things that we are in or have dealt with are self-inflicted or self-presented. Yeah. So we also have to take ownership to tell, hey, self, I'm sorry. I think that it's a real thing.
Yeah. And I think that connects to boundaries. It connects to time management.
Absolutely.
It connects to just kind of self-care. And I think sometimes we confuse self-care and discipline. We say, self-care, I'm gonna get my nails done. Sometimes your self-care is literally setting a boundary. Sometimes self-care is the word no. Sometimes
people don't understand, and people have no idea. I always say something that my mentor told me about a year ago. She said, no is a complete sentence. Absolutely. And self-care is not selfish. When she said that to me, it really resonated in my heart. Like, what do you mean? Like, well, what if I'm taken away from my husband or my kids or my friends? No, it's not selfish, because when you say self-care, that means that you are intentional about it just being you, taking care of you. Because if you don't take care of you, you can't even take care of those other people that are connected to you or be anything to them, because you're empty. You're empty from time needed to just sit, to hear, to receive, to sometimes we gotta quiet down. We just need a moment of quiet time.
Yes.
And we don't know how to do that. We don't. And you know that balance key is so
True.
You know, we're learning it. We're learning it. We're learning it, and daily it's a struggle. We talked about it last week. We can't be booked and busy. We got to be booked and balanced. I don't care what God gives you to do. He does not want you to overwhelm yourself or get so entangled in that thing that you don't have a balance. For one, how can you hear him if you're so booked and busy? How can you even create if you're so booked and busy? How do you carry out a vision when you're so booked and busy to even go back to the drawing board of the vision? The other day we sat on the dry erase board, literally, he and I, we put down some financial things. And not just about our businesses. How would our businesses bring revenue? No. How are we bringing revenue? What are we bringing home from our employment? And then when it comes home, what are we giving as a stipend for monthly enjoyment? What are we giving as a stipend for home improvement? It's one of those things that you really have to take consideration of when it comes in my hand. Am I a good steward over it? And how am I stewarding over what God gave me? I can't steward over the business if I don't steward over home.
Whew. That is so true.
I mean, you can't. You just can't. If I don't take care of my bills at home, I can't take care of my bills in my business. It's impossible. Somebody said the other day, matter of fact, today, your business. What did they tell us?
I don't think.
Oh, they said, y'all got that PPP loan?
Oh, right.
And we were like, what? No, we didn't. No, you lost all that money during the pandemic. I said, I barely made money during the pandemic. Do you understand that you invest more into your business the first 3 years than you will ever receive? Right. Do you know how much we had to take away from our home to build? You have no idea. No, I didn't get no PPP loan because I'm scared of jail. So no, I don't want that.
And I ain't coming to get you. No, I'm joking.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. That's a whole nother conversation. You're supposed to always have her back.
No,
Nicole, this one right here will have you in stitches.
Let me tell you something.
You have to get ready for it.
If that was the case, I'll go and I'll tell her to stay home. But I feel like, that conversation was funny.
It was a funny conversation, but because you mentioned it, I was just like, when they said it to us, we were like, the what? Well, they didn't call it the PPP. They kept saying the PCP, and I was like, the drug. Right. And I was really like thrown off, like, I don't had nothing to do with drugs. Like, it was like, we're talking about, and I was like, no, you definitely said PCP, so that is a drug. Saints, please be careful what you're talking about.
Use the right acronyms. Use the right acronyms.
I'm like, no, we didn't do. Yeah, exactly. Not the PCP. We didn't do that because I'm a little scared. So yeah, but it was just so ironic how people think when they think, oh, you're a business owner, you got the bag.
Not yet.
I don't have the bag yet, but what I do have is God's blueprint.
That's right. And that's so,
I don't have the bag, but I have his blueprint. And if I keep following his blueprint, he will bring the bag or whatever you call it. Because to me, it's not a bag, it's a blessing. Absolutely. But right now I'm building according to what he gave us. And, you know, so if we were just on the dry erase board, it was such a blessing for me because we've had it for a few weeks and just kind of sat it there. And Holy Spirit said, open it up, write it out. I need you to see it because sometimes you can't steward what you don't see either.
Ooh.
And everybody thinks that when you steward something, it has to be tangible. It has to be in your hand. No, but what about the stewarding up over what he said and I can see it? I have a vision in front of me that I'm looking at and I'm able to steward and say, okay, God, I see what you said. So as I work, as I build, I'm building knowing that's what he said. Okay, today was a rough day, but remember what he said. There's a reminder. There's a constant reminder that I'm stewarding over. So just wanted to share.
Can't see it?
And when you can't see it, you got to trust it. You got to trust it.
Then that's when the faith comes in.
Yeah, you gotta trust it. Okay. Hanging.
What is this? The 90s? This guy.
Help me, save me. You need like a little twinkle finger. Oh my God! Somebody help me. Somebody save me.
I got you. But that's good though. But he's creating the balance for you right now. See.
Is that what we call this?
You see what I'm saying?
That's the only way.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the only way I can think of it. Other than that, you fired. But no, seriously though, you're so right, because the stewardship over what you can see, over the vision, what he shared with you.
Yes.
And it's so interesting because as a business owner, and also you being a mother and having a family and having ministry obligations and having other things that you want to do just personally for yourself, finding that balance is, and I think Crystal posted this a little earlier. I mean, when I hear balance, that's exactly what I hear, just like that, because it's like one of those things that's like, but at the same time, it's kind of like once you get it, it's such a sense of peace, because
it
it's
is.
so peaceful when you find that right balance.
Nicole,
But
it
it's
so
hard
is.
because
It's so hard.
because we
It's
change.
so hard.
We're constantly evolving and changing. So then the balance has to shift. The boundaries have to shift.
Yes.
I feel like we're constantly defining and redefining boundaries as things change. Right. Because if I'm in one season doing a certain way and God take me somewhere else, my balance is going to look different now. Yes. It's not the same anymore. I maybe could be able to talk on the phone for 2 hours. Now I can barely send a text because the way my day is going, it may not allow for that.
Yes.
And so it's just, Sister Jessica said, it's funny you talking about balance. Because so many people do not understand how to balance in their lives. Be all over the place, too deep in areas of their. Yep, that's so true.
It's so true. It's absolutely true.
And there is no like, here's how to do it. Do because balance looks different for different people.
It looks, and that's the key. It looks different for everybody, but you have to find what your balance is. For me, I know that I have to take intentional days off from my primary job every so often, because trying to manage home, manage me, which is a lot to manage. Then managing, I try to look at him. So I'm gonna look straight at you, Nicole, because you're my focal point. Because it's like being in a delivery room. So you're my focal point. Because if I look at him, I might kick him out. Yeah. So you're my focal. Let me focus. I gotta focus. This is my focal point. I'm breathing in. Let me focus. Okay. So
I have you midwife. Breathe in, breathe out. Got it.
So but the seriousness of it is that we get so focused on so many things, and it's easily it becomes a distraction, and then that distraction turns into frustration because you don't know how to balance it in together. Been there, burnt out, trying to figure it out. I'm crashing at home on my job. I'm there physically, but I'm not present because I'm everywhere. And I finally had to say, Lord, listen, you gave me this vision. I know that at this time I have so much that I have to do, but I need you to really give me the wisdom of how to balance, how to navigate through this. I would love to do it on my own, but I know that I can't, because that was one of the moments when I said, okay, I need some help. I think I texted a few people this week, hey, I need some help. Yeah. If you know some people, I'm at a place now. I've got to be open to the help, because many times we try to do it on our own, and God is like, I never gave it to you to do by yourself. I gave you the vision, but I never intended for you to build alone. You can't do this alone. It's bigger than you, because I'm this big God. And that was like, all I keep hearing this week is, it's bigger than you. You can't see it, but I'm still the big God. Like, that thing was so crazy to me this week. Even this morning, I was sitting in a car coming from Walmart. If anybody lives in the Owens Mills area, Walmart is closing, okay? PSA, public service.
I'm a Target girl.
Okay, so for those who are like me that like Walmart, that's a little bit cheaper than Target, they're closing. So I went to Walmart this morning, and I get back in the car, and Holy Spirit was talking to me about date, and I wasn't really understanding as he was putting together. So he was like, you were in the car for a while, and Holy Spirit said, I have a date, like you are on my calendar, and there's a date, there's a time that I have assigned to your life. Don't miss the date with me. And I was like, what is this? What is he saying? Like, I just kept sitting, kept listening to the music, kept driving. Then finally he's like, park. You're not understanding that you are on my mind and my calendar, which means that I have a date assigned to you to help you. And like, there's an agenda. Stick to my agenda, not your own agenda, not your own will. It was just one of those mind-blowing me and God moments. And it's so funny how he is so sensitive to us that even when we feel like, God, I don't understand, it's a lot going on, he's like, okay, let me show you. And he began to minister to me. I am setting you up for something major. know that you are on my calendar, not just on my heart, but you're on my timeline. And I have a date set for you. So I don't know who that was for, but literally you have been asking God, show up for me. And he's like, just wait on my date. So here I am telling y'all, like, Maddie is awaiting the date, because there's a date that I'm going to sit down with my Father, and he's going to give me clear instruction and wisdom on the next thing that I'm supposed to do. And Nicole, it's funny because when I texted you yesterday, I literally was in a place like, okay, it's getting crazy. I woke up Thursday morning, 3 new girls, right? I'm like, they're like, please tell me. I know I saw your post where you were closing out enrollment, but I need you. I have heard so much about your program, and I need what's in you. And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna call these people, but God, I really don't know. So talk to my balance, and my balance says, don't say no. He's like, don't say no. Got up yesterday morning, right? 2 more.
Congratulations.
So I'm like, okay, God.
Wow.
He's like, Madelyn, before you say no, trust me. Trust me. Before you say no, trust me. I have given it to you, and you will follow according to my plan. And I think a lot of times we as individuals, male, female, or whatever, we get so caught up in our agenda that we forget his agenda, because that faith piece. Remember, we were talking about even the grief of losing our faith. It's so easy to do when we're in the hustle and bustle of things. But in this season, we have to make sure that our faith is so strong that we never forget to trust the one who orchestrates every day of our lives, because he is ahead of time. We're right on time, but he's ahead of time. And even this morning, I'm beginning to drive, and he said, I am ahead of time. I'm before time. I'm always on time. And you're on my calendar. All I need you to do is wait. Just wait for the date. And that thing blessed me so good. I was like, oh, okay, Jesus, hallelujah. I was excited in the car. And I know the people beside me was like, why is she jumping in? But it was just so good.
You're one of those people. Okay.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
I see y'all all the time in the car.
Listen, I am one of those people that will have a whole hallelujah Holy Ghost fit in the car.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I get the shaking, I cry. I think I get it from my father. I hope he doesn't dump on him. But my father used to do this thing when we were growing up. It's Father's Day, so I'll tell y'all his business. If my brother was on here, my brother would laugh. And we would be driving, and something would go, woo, right? And I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, I want him to stop. Like, please. I was kind of like, please. But that's what he would do in the car. But then my mother wasn't any better. I hope she's not still on here. She would get to speaking in tongues. She would pass out in the house. And I was like, Lord, when I get this Holy Ghost, I pray I don't never just pass out in the house like this, because this is a lie. And I mean, my mother, I hope she's not on here, Nicole. I pray she gone. But she would pray. And I was like, I guess God don't get it until you running your nose and you crying and you got to speak in tongues, or he not listening. She would pray until it would just take so long. I'm telling my story.
What's your story? Tell your story.
What your mother do in the house? You know your mother 5 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Okay, you watch it. Don't say it, because she'll jump on here. His mother just as bad. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all he gonna say, because he'll want to get in trouble.
I was gonna say he knows.
Yeah, but it's so funny how the one thing we would say, well, I don't want to do that when I get older. We do it.
But I want to go back to that faith thing you were talking about. You want to know what happens when you have to have faith in whatever you go through. The perfect thing that I always go back to is what he's already done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The things that you already been past and all the things that you've been through and all this other stuff. Has he failed you then? Why would he fail you now? So he ain't even got to take me forward. Just say, hey, remember that time when you...
Just a memory.
Just a memory.
Wow, that's good.
And even sometimes when we're mentally handicapped by our situation and feel like, you get in that moment, you're like, oh, God ain't never did nothing for me. Oh, I'm always it. Crack open your Bible. It's his whole resume in there.
The whole thing.
You can't even see past your situation. Sometimes people can't even see that God has been so awesome, because all they can focus on is this little time.
That present moment. Just that present moment. Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
And we looking at, oh man, I lost my job. But hold up, but you alive. But you're breathing, you can walk, you can sing, you can dance, you can eat, you can breathe, you can pick up your phone. You gotta.
Pandemic didn't show you something.
Exactly. That pandemic didn't show you anything. I'm telling you. But it was something you said also when you said you had a date, when God was giving you a date and said you on my timeline.
Yeah.
That was so significant, because when you think about balance, and this was something that just kind of came to my mind as you were speaking, maybe we're approaching this balance thing wrong. And I know we're gonna move forward to the next.
I think we are. I think we are. I think we have been. I think we are. And I think that we have been. I think many times we think balance is just a moment, but balance is a life. You know how they say it's a lifestyle. Like this is not just a momentarily thing. This is a lifestyle change. And I think that balance comes along with not only trusting who God created us to be, but really being tuned into Him, because that's the biggest part of balance. Like, how can I balance out the things that He gave me without consulting Him? Am I including Him in balancing? So I think we are approaching it wrong, because most times we're trying to approach it from our perspective and not His perspective.
We're trying to say, what can I do to be balanced? Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? But guess what? Moses ain't do that, because what did he do? He listened to the sound of his voice. He said, do this today, go here, do that, take my people here, do this, walk over here, walk over there. So as we're listening to him and following his voice, literally every second of our lives, we will be in perfect balance and harmony. Balance, absolutely. Almost in a sense, is a thing. It seems like balance is a thing that we don't even have to really pursue.
We don't.
Because as long as we're listening, we're going to be balanced.
We're going to be balanced. As long
as
we
start doing stuff we want to do, then we won't be balanced. It's like, you know.
But you said something key though, Nicole. You said as long as we're listening. Most times when we go before God, we don't take the time to listen. We go already asking or already speaking. We don't just take a moment to just sit so that we can hear. So how can we listen if we don't sit to hear, if we're always talking?
Please, why would you? Not even just that. Why would you go to God? Not even just giving thanks for what's going on. I learned that like not too long ago. Stop going to God with problems. Stop going to God with problems. It's one of those situations where it's like, oh, now you want to talk to me. You know what I mean? This is the only time you want to talk to me. When something is wrong, I want to talk to you now.
I want to cry out, God, I need you.
And he like,
show up for me, please.
Think about it. If you already was talking to God, why would you? You know what I mean? You wouldn't have to keep asking.
It's true.
He already did it.
Because in relationships, you don't just come on every issue or problem. And if you're in constant communication,
you'll never miss that balance.
Ever.
That's so good. That is so good. And it's crazy because just to jump back a little bit, when I think back to Ruth 1 and how she expressed, you know, when they said Naomi, she's like, don't call me that, call me Mara, because I'm bitter. I've lost so much. And she was grieving. But she still clung to God. She literally still clung to God. And guess what? Everything that she needed was provided for her. And so she was able to say, this is my story. I lost it, because you know how it is with the husband, with the sons. It's like, where's my kinsman redeemer? Because without a man there in those times, well, obviously, you know, without a man there in those times, it was kind of like financially, what you going to do? That's why the widows and the poor were the most vulnerable in that society. And so Naomi was like, she was like, go back to your family. Ruth, Orpah, go back to your people, go to your mother's house. And Ruth was like, I'm sticking with you. I'm not leaving you. And so at some point, Naomi got a chance to speak to Boaz. At some point, you know, we don't know when, but we know because Boaz said, I heard about you. Your mother-in-law told me about you. So I just want to pose the question to everybody here, and feel free to put in the chat. What is your story? What is that story that you want people to know about you? Is it that you are a woman of faith? Is it because you are a woman who has overcome challenges? What is your testimony? What has God done for you? And so I know, Madelyn, we spoke a little bit last week, and you had me crying until our phones both cut us off. I mean, we disconnected, got back on. I was like, we're going to get this story out. But is there a story or a testimony of, because y'all know I love doing stuff like this.
Yes.
And part of why we're here, as far as Truth Talks, just to let you guys know, to some people who don't know me, it started out with Title Your Truth. At the top it says Title Your Truth Presents, because God put it in my heart to help people share their truth. What is your truth? And so, you know, I have a publishing company called Title Your Truth Publishing. And so I help people share their stories, their memoirs, and things like that. And so when I connected with Madelyn, I said, I want to get your story out. I want to get your vision out. And her vision is the mentorship program. And I know that you have a story even behind that. So it's probably many stories that you can share. But the fact that your husband now is joining with you and working with young boys, I'm sure you hear so many stories from these young girls, so many stories from these children. It's like everywhere we turn, everything we do is a story connected to it. It's a story. When you read the Bible, nothing but stories. When you read the life of Jesus, it's a story, narratives all throughout the word of God. We humans tend to gravitate towards story. Even when you look at TV, commercials, it's a story. It's a plot line.
It's all the
It's a story. Marketing. It's a story. So my question tonight is, what is your story? What is your story? And I'm not just saying to you, but to everyone out here. What is your story? What do you want to be known by?
It's so funny. Oh my goodness. I'm sitting here laughing because you start talking and you said, how she wanted to be called Mara because she was broken. She was bitter. When I met him, I was Mara. Like, when you told me about what we're going to do on this thing, I was like, I'm going to get Nicole, because literally, even though I've read the book before, I never really studied the book of Ruth in that nature. So to have to read it because I'm preparing for something, I was like, she set me up again. I'm always telling her she's setting me up. Like,
oh God, I had no clue.
She's always setting me up. But I was Mara because I too had been that woman that I lost my first husband. It was a domestic violence situation. I was a single mother for a while. Had to move back in with my parents, had to start over the life that I had bought my first home at 19. My mother helped me purchase my first home, had my own car, was doing great at the age of 19, married someone who portrayed to be a Christian, showed me a whole different side. And I was shamed. I was embarrassed. I was guilty. Number one, I got married for the wrong reason, just because it looked good. It wasn't because God told me to do it. It looked good. And I saw some of my other friends getting married. So who wouldn't want to get married? Then on top of that, I lost my grandmother, my uncle, and my brother's best friend within 3 weeks. So I was also grieving. And so when my parent told me, hey, wait till this month to do it, to try to give me some time to see the red flags that they saw, I jumped and eloped because I was determined to do something. But then when it backfired, here I am, broken and bitter. And so I'm laughing because when I met my Boaz, so I'll tell y'all that story. We'll talk about this story. So he's going to shake his head a lot during this story. So just prepare yourself, Nicole. You got to prepare yourself.
Shake his head a lot.
He's going to shake his head a lot. So I moved to North Carolina in 2010. I moved because literally I wanted to commit suicide. I was over life. I just didn't want to be here. And I remember having a conversation with my father about how angry I was. And my father's a pastor. And my father said, you got to go. There's a place for you to heal, but you're going to have to come back home. I said, if I leave this city, I'm never coming back. I was determined never to come back to Maryland, ever. Got to North Carolina, was doing well. Me and my son, doing great. Met a few people that was they weren't Boaz. It didn't work out. And if Prophet Simeon is still on here, he's my brother. He actually hooked us up by fabricating the truth. I call it a biblical fairy tale. So if he's still on here, he wants. Jared is laughing because we still laugh to this day about it. So if he's on here, he might catch the replay. He definitely set us up, but it was definitely some fabrications in it. Okay, but we thank God for deliverance, and he's the prophet of God. Okay, and the Lord has put a word in his belly. So I went to a church one day.
Oh, boy.
And I joined this church in North Carolina, and my brother, the now prophet, we're gonna call him the now prophet because before he was prophet line. He knows it. It's okay. He knows it, Nicole. So he knows it. He said, I got my friend coming to play the drums this Sunday, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, this fine chocolate man comes in a suit, Nicole, and I was like, who's that? Listen to me. Who's that? He's like, that's my friend Jay. What you think? I was like, oh, he cool. I don't know him. He cool. But I looked up Nicole and stop, Jay, sit back because I told you Nicole, and worship was real heavy, and I saw this big hand go up like this.
With a big hand.
I was attracted to the hand, Nicole. The hand, it was like the glory of God was sitting on the hand, right? Nicole, listen to me.
Yes, so
it was the hand, Nicole.
I feel like he hasn't heard this part of the story because
he's heard my hand. He's staying to hear about this hand. So
you got the glory hand.
Yes. So there was this other gentleman at my church that Sunday that he thought that I was talking to, who was only my friend that came to visit church. So our friend, Prophet Simeon, if he's still on here, he's now the prophet. You hear, I keep saying now the prophet, says, hey, my friend Jay wants to talk to you. Jay never told him that. But then he comes to me and says, then he goes to Jay and says, yeah, my sister, she really want to talk to you. She likes you. She wants to, get to know you. Right? So then Bishop Jared Jones here.
Bishop.
He slipped into my DM, Nicole.
Oh, he said, I'm on here.
So he on here. So y'all see him laughing.
Oh, we about to get the whole tea now.
Oh yes.
So it gets good, Nicole. Y'all listen to this. So
wait a minute. You said I slid in your DM.
You did. You didn't slide in my DM?
Come on.
Okay, we're in front of all the saints.
Now see me right here now. Go ahead.
You slid in my DM.
Go ahead.
You slid in my DM.
Come on.
Bruh.
Please finish.
Brother Pastor
Look,
Man.
we had almost an hour.
He slid in my DM, Nicole. No, all jokes aside, he did send me a message in my DM and say, I did say who was the drummer, but that's all I said.
You see it? Come on.
That's all I said.
So we got fact checkers for this story, huh?
Listen, so
okay.
He sent me a message in the DM and just said, hey, I noticed you in church and your brother told me that you were interested. How are you doing? He was very pleasant. I'm pleasant now. You're still pleasant.
He was.
I mean, you're very kind.
Past tense.
Well, you were very pleasant, then now you're just kind, anyway. So anyway, we talked the first night and I think we exchanged numbers like the very first night, right?
Yeah,
I want to say yes, because like the conversation was never, and I'm like, well, can we talk off of Facebook? Right. We talked till like 4:00 in the morning.
Wow.
The next day,
yeah,
we said we're gonna go on a date. Well, he cooked for me. He didn't want to go out. He wanted to cook for me, Nicole. I was like, this man can cook. Mighty God, Eddie Chocolate, come on, me the guy. So,
he like get to the story.
Wrap it up.
No, all right, okay. We were inseparable. Like we just kept going. Like we were inseparable. When I say inseparable, there was no separation. Aww. What I loved about him was that I was a single mother, and when I said to him, I can't go out with you because I don't have anybody to watch my son. He said, well, let's go somewhere that's kid friendly. Wow. And I was like, huh? And he was like, I mean, if you can't come without him, then he's a part of you. You bring him with you. Wow. And there was never an issue with my son, and he was always appropriate around my son. Always. And that's what made me really fall for him. So, man, don't tell people I can cook because then they want to come to my house. Hush up. So anyway, so my son fell in love with him. Like my son fell in love with him. They were actually closer probably than I was. And I was like, hey, hello. I'm
here. Hello. I'm the reason y'all are connected.
So this is the kicker of where it got really intense. I went to his house one day, and at the time he was taking care of his mother who was going through dialysis.
So let me
just give this part and then you can jump in. Hold on. So as I was leaving, I was like, I need to use the restroom. Then I was like, that's okay, I'm gonna leave. Then I was like, no, let me go before I drive home. He was like, don't do that.
I warned her.
He told me not to use the restroom, but I didn't know that this lady was getting ready to block me at the door, like you're not leaving my house. She stopped me and she's telling me, and I was scared.
No.
Wait a minute.
His mama, listen.
So this is
his mother's prophetic. So she Simeon is on here. I don't have no liars.
We went to my mom's house and she goes, oh, I need to use the restroom. I said, oh, okay, come on. Wait a minute, you might not want to do that. She like, I gotta use the bathroom real bad. I said, how bad? Real bad? Okay, come on. So she goes to the restroom, right? And
say she didn't stop me at the door.
She comes down the hall. She's about to go out the front door. All right, Jay.
And who blocks me at the door?
All right, Jay. See you later. I'm like, all right, cool. My mom goes, hey.
Scared me out my socks.
See, Mama Cynthia is the truth. Now
listen to me, Nicole. Now let me pick it up. She says, now his mom is tall. My husband is 6'4", 6'5". His mom has got to be 5'11".
No, man. Oh, wow. She's like 5'10".
She's 5'11".
She can say she tall. She blocked me.
Listen, she blocked me. She said, who are you? I said, I'm Madelyn. Now, she's not no regular prophet. She a gangster prophet, okay?
Not the gangster prophet.
It wasn't no joke. She said, no, who are you? And I was like, my name is Madelyn Jones. I'm a person. Like, I was giving her my whole government. Do you need my social? What do you need? And she said,
oh my God.
Stop playing with me. You are a minister of the gospel. You are broken, but you are not destroyed. Like she went in. And I was like, she said, you made a bad decision, but that does not dictate you. Like, she went off on me. Like, I was like,
she sounded like my old mentor.
Listen, she went in, Nicole, and I'm like, like, I'm boo-hooing now. And she's like, I saw you in my dream. You're his wife. And I said, ma'am, she said, our last prayer, he said, the next woman I meet will not be my girlfriend. She'll be my wife. I don't want to just date anymore.
Ping. All right, so.
Go ahead.
So.
It's the ping.
So, prior to me meeting Madelyn, I was going through a hard relationship with a female. And, you know how you can go through life and people would see what you're going through in your face? And then she already said how my mother is. So I would go around, my mom be like, you all right? I'm good. I'm chilling. He's like, okay. And then probably like a week, probably like 2 weeks, she like, hey, you want to pray? I'm like, all right, cool. Say less. So we in there praying. And my mother's one of them old school prayers where when you get to praying so long, if you don't tap in,
she's tapping for everybody.
So anyway,
she said for everybody.
So for me, it was. I said I'm tired, and she was like, "You tired?" I said, "I'm tired." She said, "Okay, so what you gonna do about being tired?" I said, "Okay, let's pray." And God said, "Give me what you want to make you untired." I said, "What? How can you be untired if you're already tired?" You know, I got a smart mouth, but come on, Lord, for real.
I mean, but you trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you're trying to figure it out, Lord. How can you? Okay. He said, "What can I give you?" And I just sat there and I said, "I'm tired of this situation that I'm in." My mom said, "Keep going." I said, It seems like it's a dead end situation." I said, "The next female I see this time, Lord, as soon as you give me the go, I'm moving." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna test your theory." She already said the story. Went to the church, blah, blah, blah. I seen her, this lady right here.
I was fine that day too. Oh, go ahead.
Anyway, she's not gonna admit it. I caught her at the door looking at me.
It was the suit.
So she did. See?
It was the suit.
See?
Okay, go ahead.
So it wasn't the hand. All right. Anyway.
It was the hand.
But anywho.
It was the suit too.
But anywho. I want to wrap things up because I don't want to be on here too long. But this is horrible.
No, it's okay. It's your story. Listen, it's your story.
Where I felt like I was lacking, God built that situation together. And we've been together for almost 8 years now.
Ooh.
And to be there, not just to have an experience of understanding, you know what I mean? He said, see, now we about to go back to balance. Here we go. So he said, this is your balance.
It was a haircut. I can't.
But boy, he's a fool.
I'm sorry. He's been here since the beginning, so he knows.
Please don't mind him. Please don't mind him. He said, where you feel like you're lacking, I'm gonna build that together. And even out of building that together, who are you as a man? I said, all right, Lord, you got it. You got it. And then when I met Madelyn and Malachi, it clicked. 8 years now.
8 years together, 7 years married.
Middle school graduate.
Wow.
We got a middle school graduate and 2 other ones.
2 little kids.
And he is, I mean, it's so funny that this is Father's Day because...
And we back in Maryland.
And we back in Maryland. To see him with no experience learn how to father a son that didn't come from him. But I've never heard him call him stepson, no bonus son. I remember when we went to the barbershop and they said, that's your girl's son? He said, that's my son. And I was trying not to be like, ooh, but I was like, you better say that. We better say that. I was pumped. But I was so excited because I remember growing up and my father remarried. My father remarried. And I don't think my father would mind me saying this. My stepmom always made sure to say, that's my stepdaughter. And I don't think she ever realized how that made me feel as a young woman, where when my mother remarried, my stepfather always called me and my brother his children. I'm not a step parent. I am an extension of your father when he's not physically here, but he's always present. And my stepfather made sure, I'm calling him stepfather in front of you all, but my dad always made sure that we knew that we were his children, even though he didn't help birth us. So my stepmother, when she would say it, you felt it, like you felt the distinction between she and myself. Or somebody would say, and I thought it was the craziest thing, people say, she looked just like you. How she look like me? That's my stepdaughter. But why would you say that instead of saying thank you? They don't have to know, because if we are a parent in general, it doesn't matter how we become that parent. Be the parent. Just be the parent. And I think that people don't realize how important that is. I remember Malachi, he might have been 5. He was like 5, and he said, "Mommy, can I call Mr. J Daddy?" I literally was like shaking, because he does have a father, and I always want to be respectful. But I remember calling my dad and saying, "Daddy, you know, Malachi's asking to call Jared Daddy, and I don't know how to respond." He said, "A parent is not who created them. A parent is who they see present and that is showing up for them." That's a fact. And if that's what he feels in his heart, you don't take that from him. He knows who his father is, but if that is who he sees as a father figure, let him do that. He said, because if it wasn't for my grandmother's significant other, I wouldn't have ever had a grandfather. But he never said that I wasn't his grandson because he wasn't my father's father. He would always say, "Come here, son." And that's what I knew to be his son. It didn't matter. And so when my father explained it to me, I was like, "Daddy, thank you for allowing me to know that blood doesn't make you family." Because you can be blood and not be present.
Oh, yeah, very much so. You're right.
Or you can be present and not be present.
Or you can take into consideration of the person too.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just been amazing to see him. You know,
interpretation of the person.
He learned how to be a father through having a child come right into it.
I'll learn how to be a father through God. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, like you did it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. And then when we found out that we were expecting our first child, got excited, we lost our first child.
Oh man, yeah.
One of the most devastating things to happen for me, because I had only had, and I'm very honest, I had only had my one child. So I'm like, well, what's wrong with me? I'm a few years older than Jared. So I was like, you know, just leave me. And I mean, being that woman, I was like, just leave me. I don't know if I can give you children. And he didn't have any biological children. And I was like, I can't. And then I had to realize how selfish I was being. I didn't just lose a child. We both lost a child. I remember getting up one night and he had let me cry. He had let me grieve for weeks. And one night I was like, where's he at? He was in the bathtub contemplating committing suicide. He lost something and he felt he failed me. Jesus. And people don't understand how even in those moments, so if there's somebody out here that's married and maybe has lost a child, be there for one another, because it's a joint grief. It's not a single grief.
I don't even think that you should take it a little bit further than that. It just be there for the person, because we don't know what we are going through.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it was just one of the most, and I think that was one of the first things that drew us even closer in our union, because it was just like we just got married and we lost a child, and then boom, everybody got married around us was pregnant.
Wow.
And we were like, how did they get the?
I ain't gonna hold you. Some of them didn't even make it though.
And some of them not even married now.
Right.
Wow.
And then when we conceived our second child, we were told, I think I told you last week, she's got this single umbilical artery, all these crazy things. She's not gonna be developed. She'll have this issue. She'll have that. I mean, it was the craziest thing. And I say this in all honesty and telling our truth. This is our perfected 7. We're calling our perfected 7. Because I don't believe in lucky 7, but this is our perfected 7. This is our year of completion. This is the year that I believe that God truly has meshed us together, because we've learned each other, and we've also learned the importance of friendship. This last year, because our first 5 years we were just getting hit. It was so many things coming back to back, and there was a moment that we could probably say 2.5 years ago, 3 years, where we were like, okay, we want to do this. It's just too much. And no matter how much we tried to pull away, God was like, I sanctioned this one. There's nothing y'all can do to pull away from each other. I don't care how hard you try. I don't care what you think. I don't care what presents itself. This is a God-ordained marriage. There are people that marry because they want to marry. No, you guys marry because I ordained you guys to marry. Wow. We were dating and we went to a service. There was this African prophet. Now he threw some.
I'm sorry.
He laughing. So Prophet Simeon's gonna probably laugh too. And I had just got my hair done. So you gotta listen to this.
I already know.
And he was heavy-handed on the oil, Nicole.
I hate when they do the oil or the water and
Nicole,
you just like,
listen to me. And I had just got these. I mean, these tracks was laid to the heavens, and he was going. I mean, and I was like this because I was angry, so I couldn't. But when the man of God began to speak, now he was sitting up on the drums. I was down bottom. He said, "Where's your fiance? We weren't engaged yet." He said, "Where's your fiance? You need to hurry up and commit. You guys have to get married." Wow. There's such an oil over your marriage, and I'm thinking in my head, yeah, it's all in my hair, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
All in my hair.
But when I tell you, I was so greased. But when he spoke over us, he said, there's such a mantle over your marriage that is breaking the generational curses of your family. Because in both of our families, there's divorce. In both of our families, there's broken families. And just so many other things. And he was like, you two are the curse breakers of your families. And I'm like, okay, I guess. And but everything he spoke literally up until this day is come to pass. Yeah. The business, he told us we would have a business. Yeah. Came to pass. Yeah. He told us that we would have to relocate. We didn't know that we were coming back to Maryland. Jared has never lived in Maryland. He came back here with me, for me. Right. But everything the prophet spoke literally now has come to pass. Everything. Almost. I think it's 2 more things. Right. But the truth of it all is that if we would have stayed where we were, broken, frustrated, I don't think that we would have ever been able to come together and just allow God to manifest himself through us individually, collectively. For me, people don't like for me to say he healed me. But when I say that, I say God used him as a vessel to help me get healing. And people are like, well, you shouldn't say your husband healed you. No, you're not hearing me. He was the vessel that God used to help me get the healing that I needed, because I was broken. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was mean. He would tell you when we first started dating, I was mean. I don't care how nice he was to me. Not to me. She's mean to everybody else. I was a mean person because I didn't trust people. Angry? Yeah. I was very angry. I was Baltimore, and if y'all know me, I'm very short, but I'm a church girl, but I was rough. I wasn't raised that way, but life experience had made me that way. Right. And when I met him, first of all, he was so nice that I was like, "What's wrong with you? When are you gonna flip out?"
Right, when you gonna flip? Because the niceness.
And I tried him a couple times, like, "So you ain't gonna argue back with me?" And he's like, "I don't argue." What? You not gonna fight me? Fight you? I don't fight women. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, what is going on here?
It was so it blew my mind, because every tactic that I thought I could do to provoke him, to test him, to see if he would be that person, he wasn't. And the one thing, but honestly, this is crazy though, Nicole. The one thing that he always did for me, and I don't know if I tell him often, I felt him praying for me. So many nights I would wake up and I would find him praying for me, or I would wake up and he would say, "I was praying for you," like a text message. And I'm like, "What? You did what? What's wrong with you?" We came to Baltimore one year, and by the time we got back to North Carolina, my whole house had flooded. My entire house had flooded. We don't know why. We couldn't figure it out. He lived one place. I lived one place with my son. And I said,
wait. Yeah.
And I said, well, I'll just stay there and I'll just get some heaters until we can get it repaired.
It was freezing cold.
But okay, again, I didn't want to ask for help. I was very independent in my mind. Me and my son will stay in my room. We'll be fine. He was like, y'all not doing that. Come here. I'll sleep in the living room. He was very, very open. I'll sleep in the living room. You guys take my bedroom until we can get this resolved. And I'm like, you're going to do what? And people were like, he sleep in his own living room? I said, yeah. And people were like, no, he don't. I said, yes, he does. He made sure me and my son had a bed to sleep in. And he went and slept in the living room. My landlord wouldn't fix anything. It was a mess. We had to go move everything out. I lost so much stuff. I was so devastated. And he said, stay as long as you need. I'll take the living room. Y'all have the bedroom. Do what you need to do for you and your son. And I'm just like, okay, God, I don't know what other sign you're going to show me. I don't know what else I need. And I was also afraid because, like I said, he's a few years younger than me. So I was like, you know what, maybe this is not gonna work because I've been through a lot, and this is a good guy, and I don't want to bring my baggage to him every step of the way. He didn't care what happened. I got your back. I got your back, and I'm like, to this day, he still got my back. Yeah. And it's just amazing. And so I'm encouraging some mother on here. You might be a single mother. It will happen for you. I was Naomi, so I know I was all her stories. You know, I was all of it. I know it to be true. And God restored me. He redeemed me, and He gave me back my time. And now I'm living. So, and I'm not saying every day is easy. We're just like any other human being. We have days. Everybody has days, but we're willing together to do the work. So we've partnered together for the work that it takes. Because people think that marriage is just that pretty wedding day. If we could get back our money, we would. Okay.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to spend no money on a wedding.
I'm being honest. We had this huge elaborate wedding. I'm being honest. But I would have rather, honestly, if he and I could have went somewhere across the water.
Man, we ain't even had to do all that. We could have went downtown.
Nicole, laugh at him. Laugh, Nicole. I told you.
No.
He's silly. He's silly. But I'm saying,
you gotta do a little more than that now.
Yeah, but I would go downtown across the water, had just something on the beach, intimate, just he and I, maybe a couple close friends.
Some cupcakes instead of
listen, go put your feet in the water. I don't care what you do.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, I'm grateful that he stands with me. And telling our truth, I'm grateful that I have a husband that covers me in prayer. He corrects me in love. Do I always like it? No. Do I go in the bathroom and be like, I know he ain't talking to me? Yes, I do. I am spoiled. Let me tell you about the first time he told me no.
Oh.
Madelyn,
Nicole, he told me no.
All the stories.
I started hyperventilating because my daddy don't tell me no. So I know this man not telling me no. I started hyperventilating. I started crying.
She was acting like Matt.
I mean, I was
a grown person acting like a child.
It was so bad. And he was like, "Are you done yet?"
Do you remember what it was?
I said, "I don't know what it was," but
Shania said, "Spoiled is understatement."
I am, but it was so bad. I mean, I don't know. Has anybody seen what's the movie with Damon Wayans? Something Man, not Iron Man. Hangman. No, what is it called?
No Iron Man.
No, what is it called? When he was a superhero and he made his own. You know what I'm talking about? What is it called? Something Man.
Meteor Man.
Not Meteor Man.
It's
not Ant-Man. No,
it's something Man. But anyway, he wanted to be a superhero, and he was like,
you talking about
You know what I'm talking?
Blank Man.
Blank Man.
So
Nicole, I was in there like like no, he did not just tell me no, and he was like, "Are you done yet?" I said, "No, you don't tell me no." Like,
I'm crying.
And he's like, "OMG, you are spoiled, right?" And so he calls my father, and my father's like, "Oh, you ain't know,
right?
You in for a treat."
To this day, me and him have this conversation. You set me up. You set me up, yo.
Look at this. Oh, cut it out, Simeon. That is not true. I am not that bad. Y'all got me. They got me up. I'm spoiled. My dad, blame it, Father. If you're listening, you did this to me, and everybody is a reciprocant of your spoiledness towards me. I am a daddy's girl by heart. My daddy will go to. That's my dad. That's my daddy.
We gotta finish the show, Jones. Okay, go ahead, Miss Nicole.
But no, this is what it's about because it's a little small group, her story, and also Father's Day. So she's doing right.
45 minutes talking about. Go ahead.
Well, you want to tell your truth? How do you hang in here as a father?
It's too late. You already said it. Go ahead.
No, I didn't. He makes me so.
He said it's too late.
It's too late. This is for the mothers and the daughters.
Well, I will tell you, he is the greatest father, and I appreciate his push, even on days when he's tired. I don't care if it's nothing but throwing him up in the air and making popcorn. He will go above and beyond to make sure his children are happy.
That's a fact. But my family's happy.
Yeah, I mean, he just makes sure the whole house is happy, even when he's tired. Last year we went through something and he got ill, and it was very hard on me because he was pushing. He was pushed so hard. Even when he knew something was wrong, he still pushed through. And he ended up in the hospital for a little over a week, and the doctors still don't know how he walked in. They still have no idea how he walked in.
Only by the grace of God, yeah.
Those are the stories that really stand out
But you know what it did? But you know what it did, Nicole? I promise you, when he was in that hospital, that was the moment that I really had to go all the way and say, God, okay, wait. And it wasn't like I wasn't grieving because I knew it wasn't unto death, but I was like, God, I missed a moment with you. And I'm sorry. Like, I know you got him covered, but this was a moment for me to tune back in and for my children to hear me back in the face of God. So this house became my prayer space, like the whole house. Like, I was walking and praying, and there was one moment I was praying so hard. I think my goddaughter's on here, and I think I probably shook the house, but it wasn't me. Like, God took me into a level in him that I've never prayed. I kind of sounded like my grandma. I felt myself sounding like my grandmother praying. And then the next thing I know, we got the call. He's coming home, and I was like, whoa, all right.
You like, them prayers work now.
Yeah, but even with that, God brought us closer again. Like, he used that moment to draw us closer again, because I don't know if that experience is we're gonna have to minister to another couple that's gonna go through that.
Yeah.
But it was that moment that God gave me that word, granted access. I'm granting you access for opening your mouth to reach heaven. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I think I talked to you about one of my books that I started writing and I didn't finish it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
conversation. That's right.
From crisis to access. And I'm like, what? How do I go from crisis to access? And he's like, because in the middle of a crisis, you literally found yourself in my presence and it granted you access. And I mean, even now, we went back to the doctor a few weeks ago. They looked at his stuff and they're like, what? Where you were then to now, it's only God's doing. And I mean, I'm just grateful for my Boaz. I'm grateful for our story. I'm grateful for the ugly, because we've had some ugly. I'm very transparent. We don't sugarcoat it. We share it openly.
I love that. We don't sugarcoat, we share.
Yeah, if y'all ever need a couple to talk, we're very open, and we don't mind, because the truth of the matter is, I don't want us just to look good on the outside. I want us to look good on the inside. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Prophet Simeon, can you please pray for Prophet Simeon? He's been trying to get a beard for the last 12 years. And it ain't working.
I'm gonna give him some of Crystal's hair growth oil.
You know what? We should. We could bless him with that. You are so right, because he got like 5 strands of hair on his chin.
All right.
Where's Crystal? Because she just released her hair growth oil a couple days ago. We can give it to him.
I gotta get something too, because my edge has been rising up against me. I need to get something.
I'm not even trying to laugh, but we were actually on a prayer call. I don't know if when Crystal did her Bible studies on the prayer call, and right before we got started, and she was asking if people's prayer requests. And like 3 of us was like, can you pray for my edges? And she bust out laughing. She said, I got oil coming out. But we really actually started praying on my hairline. Everybody was praying. I could not believe
my
it.
My edges been doing something lately. And I'm like, I don't know if it's age or what, but these edges need to come on and stay a little longer, because I'm not ready for it.
He said he got more than that.
Oh, he got more than that. Okay, if you don't have 12, you might have 15. Happy Father's Day.
Come on, man. All right.
These supposed to be stories of God's love and grace and transformation. But he may have a testimony next week when he come back on. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just saying. Give him the oil. He may have a testimony. We can still continue. We can still Prophet Simeon, but we can still share stories, and it's a testimony. I was just talking to a young lady earlier today and yesterday. She said her hair was thinning, and to me it looked like she had a ton of hair. But she said my hair is thinning, and it was actually an attack from the enemy, because she had thick hair, and it was the way it was just coming out in chunks and stuff. And so, God knows that our hair is our glory. So, he said his testimony is that he needs it to grow. That is too funny.
Well, you know what? We definitely parlay the time much, but I do want to share, with this week, we had a lot of fun, and I'm grateful that I got to do this with him, because we don't. Yes. He's very in the background. He's not one of those people that likes to be in the forefront. But I'm grateful that he got on, because he does have a lot to share, and that's one thing I'm always pushing for him, because a lot of people see him and he's got this beard, and a lot of people think he's a Muslim. He's not. He knows the word of God. Like,
Muslim.
You should hear it. It's ridiculous, and I'm like, so okay. But when I tell you,
that story when I went to the store,
I don't know.
I have this hat with no brim on it, right? So I was going into the store with the thing, and the dude said, "Oh, assalamu alaikum, my brother." I said, "I'm not Muslim."
We get it all the time. We get it all the time.
Right.
But he's a wealth of wisdom, and he knows the word of God. And I mean, when I tell you this man can pray, but people see him, and he's cool. He wears his hoodies, but he he wears caps, his hoodies. He chills, like he chills. But one thing I know is that his relationship with God is pure. Like I've been awakened and came downstairs, and he's like got his Bible out, his journal out. Well, I got a couple times he been laid out on the floor, and I'm like, I ain't gonna mess with him. Let me go back upstairs, you know. I ain't gonna mess with him. I don't know what he doing there. Or I wake up and he's one of those people that in his morning devotion he could be singing and just go straight into prayer. Wow. I said you sing. I'm sorry, I mean tell the people your business, but he'll be singing and he'll go into worship. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going in that room with him. I'm just gonna stay over here. But I'm grateful that you allow him on this platform because he has a lot to offer, and I'm so excited about him. And BHE and the guys, he's partnering with me, and we're gonna get these.
Yes, tell us about that. Thank you for sharing your story because like we were saying in the book of Ruth 2, it was her story that would really shifted things. And as we get into Ruth 3, we'll see how that effect took place with her and Boaz, and later on. But I just wanted to emphasize today the power of story, and I want to say thank you for sharing your story. And there's a continuation of your story because we want to know what's going on with this mentorship and how everything is coming together in the new story that you're building as husband and wife doing this together.
So, go ahead if you want.
No, you start. Go ahead.
Somebody said you got footwork. Uh-oh.
Come on, man. Dude. Simeon, go to sleep. God, oh.
We're going to block him from your life.
Right. This is your last time here. No, I'm joking. Yes, BHE boys. Tell us. I'm so excited for the BHE boys because the girls been doing their thing, and I think it's just for the heart of the kids here. It's they don't know how to be that. If that makes any sense, they don't know how to be boys. They don't know how to go through things. And to be honest with yourself, it seems like for men, period, we have a hard time being honest with ourselves. And even more so to have feelings because we grew up with the scenario of, oh, you need to be tough, or you need to be this, or you need to be that. But you really don't know how much these young boys really been through some stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm just excited just to, God giving me the grace to actually have a conversation and even more to actually pour in just like everything, and I can, it's kind of funny that we go in this route because dealing with not Malachi being my, you know what I mean? Yes. But I had to grow him up to where he's at now. So even just like I'll put it like this way. The thing that I had to learn throughout the whole our relationship and then me and Malachi relationship is it's more about listening, less about talking. What's going on? And that's the conversation. And some of the boys don't have what's going on in their lives. Yeah. You know what I mean? What you got going on? And then I'm all right. I'm good. I'm okay. When you really going through some things. And they need to, I'm excited. I'm just, I'm excited. We're going to do this thing. We're going to do this thing.
God dropped something in my spirit as you were talking, actually, and I was just looking at the two of you. And I didn't mean to go this route, but I'm going to go the route anyway. Oh, Lord. I'm not. I know what you used to. That's not me. I'm not going to go for hours and hours. All my friends do. But as you were talking, I looked at this being a two-part thing. This is a solution for you, Madelyn, but then also the completion and the fulfillment of vision. Because as I look at you two, you work with girls, he works with boys. You two are married. I kept seeing married couples as mentors coming to you, married couples. So it's almost as if like the husband is working with the boy, the wife. So them together are a group of accountability. So you don't have to worry about, okay, one of my ladies can't make it. Okay, one of the guys can't make it because the husband and wife team are joining as a union to serve with BHE. So each one of them will take a child, a girl or a boy, or, like we were talking about rotating in between. Like if the woman is part of the team, she may have to get familiar with all of them. So in case one person can't come, it's not like, oh no, I got now 9 people. No. We all share the responsibility.
Yes.
We rotate, whoever can come this week works with them, the group. So I just kept seeing couples. So maybe the approach is not, can I get female mentors? Can I get male mentors? Can I get godly couples? Because these children need a family.
That's good. I like that.
That's what I kept feeling in my spirit was a family. And they need to see what a family structure looks like. Not just because they're used to seeing single parents. They're used to seeing mothers with daughters, fathers with daughters, mothers with sons, daughters, fathers with daughters. Like they're used to seeing it the one-on-one, but they need to see family. And so that's just what I kept feeling really heavy in my spirit as you were talking. And I actually saw couples coming to you. So that could be why a lot of the women or the mentors that you're connected with may be fizzling off or just kind of going different directions, because those couples are going to be attracted to you guys as a couple. As you are the leader, you will attract those that are similar to you in heart and in spirit.
Yeah. You're already in the van. You're already coming to us.
It's happening. It's happening. And I believe that one thing I admire about my husband is he is quiet. Like he's not one of those, like I said, in the forefront people. So this is a push. This is really a push. Because when I first went to him, I tried to do the pillow talk, like, hey, I tried to pillow
talk. No. She caught me in the car.
I first said it in the car, but then we were laying there, and I said, so what did you think about, what I said? I tried to say it real soft. What did you think about what I said?
Chill out,
and he's like, I heard you. So he gave me the I heard you, right? So then I had to say a little bit softer, babe, God is really showing me.
Why always gotta do that? But like, God is showing me. It made me think about when Mary be like, I'm pregnant with the Holy Spirit. Joseph like, what?
He gave me but this is when I know that he's serious. He'd be like, all right, so we call each other Jones all day long. People laugh at us. Jones, yes, Jones. Jones, yes, Jones.
I almost put that on your flyer, which is actually hilarious.
It is so funny. It's Jones-ish around here. We just Jones. Everybody's Jones. So he finally says, Madelyn, I heard you.
Right, in her spoiled voice, right?
With the deep voice.
Samuel.
Listen,
so
Nicole, I said, okay, Jones. He said, all right, Madelyn. I said, all right, Jared, forget it. Like, can't forget it.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Tim. Thank y'all so much, everybody, family joining in. You guys got to check her out even after we finish this series. Nicole is absolutely amazing, and I'm grateful for the sisterhood, the connection, the prayers. This woman sends me my voice memos. If y'all not her friend,
share.
Listen, her voice memos will set you on fire.
Oh my goodness!
We send them to each other. Then we get the prophesying through text. But her voice memos, she really should have been one of those like whisperers, because she get the. It's
not a whisperer.
No, seriously, it's so therapeutic. She'll get to talking. So Madelyn, I was thinking.
I don't talk like that.
It was so pretty. Where's Crystal when I need her? Those voice memos are everything. They are everything, and they are the most powerful things, and they push you. It's such support, it's such wisdom behind it, and the love is, oh my gosh, it's undeniable. And I'm just so appreciative of you. So you guys, do me a favor. If you guys are not following her Truth Talks page, follow, share it with somebody else, because she is doing amazing series all year long. She is, oh my goodness, she is a publisher. So if God has given y'all a vision, yes, I'm putting it all out there. If God has given you guys a vision to write a book and you don't know where to start, she is a prophetic publisher. So if you give her the idea, God will download in her what it is to help you structure it. So please connect with her. Please connect with her. This is a season, and everybody's not an author. Maybe you're just writing a journal. Maybe you're writing a diary of letters. I don't know what you're writing, but somebody needs to hear what God is giving you. And if you don't know where to start, Nicole is definitely the person to seek out to help you navigate through that. And I just want you guys to reach out. And she has so many other resources. I can't even tap into all of them. But if you just trying to figure it out, send her an inbox. Send her inbox.
Wow, thank you. You
You're
and
so
Crystal,
welcome.
I tell you, y'all just double teaming me.
Yes,
I'm here
right.
trying
We're
to
in
push
this
you and
together.
support you, and you just flipped the whole script on me.
I did because
You
we're in this
definitely
together.
did.
Listen, it's enough room for every one of us to win, and I don't want to just come on here and you just support us. We want to support you because what you do is amazing.
Right.
Wow.
What you offer is
humble.
something that I've never seen with any publisher ever, and it's authentic, it's real, it's honest.
Wow.
You're not here for people's money. You're here to help them push the vision, and that's what I love.
One lady said to me yesterday, she said, "Nicole, stop giving discounts. Stop giving discounts."
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, we were standing in line today, and I don't know if you saw the gentleman's shirt. He was standing in front of us. He said,
"Oh, my price is my price."
He said, "My price is my price." On the back, it said hashtag, "I finally found my worth."
Wow. Oh my
And I
goodness.
didn't even get to speak to the gentleman, but that resonated so much in me because so many times, well, come on, just let's get started and we'll figure it out. But the truth about it is, if I keep figuring it out for you, I'll never see what God intended for me to have either. And I don't mind being a blessing because there are certain times when God tells us to move and we can't deny that. But so many times we're pushing for people harder than they're pushing for themselves, and we're giving it all away.
That's true.
We're giving it all away. You got to invest somewhere. I don't care if you say, well, my price is $100, but I only had 50 this week. And at least we had some communication. We had a conversation. It was mutual. We understood one another. But for those who just want to take it all, we can't do that anymore. We just can't. But that shirt said everything. I know my price. Oh, my price is my price. I know my worth. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That shirt.
I need that shirt.
I'm gonna do all my recordings in that shirt.
Listen, my price is my price. You might have to zoom them so they can make sure they read it. My price is my price. And put a little banner. Yes, they'll put a little banner at the bottom. My price is my price.
We girls, Jared, you gotta give us our moment. I know it's Father's Day, so we're gonna put it back in.
But I'm bad too, Nicole, because I'll tell parents, well, don't worry about it. It's okay. And guess what? It got to come out of
our pocket. Oh, his pocket. Oh.
Because, I mean, I'm being honest. There's been many months that I've had to say, hey, I got to pay my bill, and parents ain't come through. And he's like, just take care of it, But the truth of the matter is, if you value what we have, you don't mind making the investment.
Not even that.
Because it's an investment for you.
I see the future. I see the future. This little weight. That's all.
Yeah, it's just a little weight.
Just a little weight.
I'm excited for y'all. Listen, I'm gonna be praying for these married couples. I'm really gonna be praying for these married couples to come because this is gonna be like a family mentorship. Like everybody's getting a piece of something. They're gonna see what it's like to be parented, to be loved by mothers and fathers, and just
that's the thing. And that's what you said. It's a family structure that needs to be displayed.
Behind his and her eyes.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, we have behind her eyes, behind his eyes. Guess what? Behind both sets of eyes, there's a story.
We probably behind our eyes.
Yeah, that's behind our eyes. Wow, that's good. That's
because really I mean, behind everybody's eyes, even yours, even mine, even his, we have a story. We all have a story. And people say, well, y'all were brought up in Christian homes. That doesn't mean that we don't have a story.
That doesn't mean that.
That doesn't mean that. Because every home is not a safe home. Every home is not a good environment. Every home is not a loving home. It's just, I mean, it sounds good, but the truth is that's not how it is.
No, because you still gotta live life.
Yeah, and then we had parenting ministry. We're both preachers' kids. They were pulled on all the time. We had to share them with everybody.
Which is funny. Yeah. All my friends are preacher kids.
We are. And people and preachers' kids have it the worst because we're under a microscope. Everybody's watching what we do. And if we do something wrong,
it's
like just if you do
everybody knows about it. It's really hard. It's really hard because there's an expectation that you're trying to live up to. And what happens when you don't live up to that expectation? Then you're trying to figure it out, and you're figuring it out doesn't always lead down the right path.
Not even just trying to figure it out. You forget how to live life.
You do.
Because now you're trying to please, and then you're trying to fulfill this public image of who you are.
We over here, that's hard. We over here, we denounce people pleasing.
Come on, you always giving us assignments. So last week was drop the weight. This week, no people pleasing.
No people pleasing. If they can't take you for who you are and allow you to live how God intended for you to live,
don't take
and you gotta live life. Live life. Like there has to be. Even with that, we could go to church 7 days a week, but if we don't live God in our heart and have a relationship with Him, It doesn't matter how many times the doors of the church open and we go in there. It just doesn't matter. God gives us his joy. He gives us his peace. That's how we're supposed to live. Laugh a little bit. Smile.
Oh, yeah. That's part of my purpose. Every day I laugh. I will cut on something. I will watch something. I will
laugh. Laugh. It's okay.
Like we just came to the realization that life is way too short just to be trying to live what people think that you should be living. Yeah. And then on top of that, you can't live what you thought life was. Yeah. So it's funny. It's now we too old to be skating. Guess what we doing?
We skating. Now I'm gonna tell you, I was skating and then that last little lap around, I said, "Oh, knee, wait." All right. Listen, it was the right one. That right one told me a few things.
Oh, when like, you went in the corner.
Go sit down, take them off, try again next week or the week after. But it felt so good though, Nicole. Like it felt so good to be able to do something that number one I haven't done in so long. And to be active, my body was excited that I took a moment to do what mattered for it. Because I want to live. I have children that I want to see me live a long life. I can't live that if I'm not active. And how do I tell them, come out your room, get active? And I'm always in the room laying on the bed.
I remember playing in the street and drawing sidewalk chalk. And I mean, I remember
our children don't understand that because all they have is electronics. And then pandemic definitely caused them a year of being stuck away from everything. So now we have to reintroduce them to things to get them active and out the house, because I'm like, listen, and it's not always about money. I don't know why people think everything costs money.
Oh no, I have some good money to spend.
You better get some popcorn, put on a good movie, put it in a big bowl, act like you're at the movie theater, get you a soda, get some candy, sit down with your children, read a book, have a story time.
Listen, I blow bubbles.
I mean, and even adults, I'm like, adults, we can have an adult book club or a couples book club. I mean, it's so many things we can do. I wanted to do it. We trying to get all our friends to get bicycles because we riding bikes now.
I'm actually getting ready to get one. Well, I have one that I'm using, but I got to get my own.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, let's get some people together. Let's get together. Let's have a little laugh and let's go ride these bikes. Because guess what? Our bodies got to get active. If not, we will be taking all kinds of medications. We will be doing all those things. But if our bodies are being utilized the way God intended, we can avoid some of those things. We don't have to have hypertension because daddy had it and grandma had it and granddaddy had it. We don't have to have it. We don't have to be diabetics. It's okay to figure out, let's eat some fruit instead of eating candy.
Right. Yeah, and it's ways of doing it.
Oh, Lord, you have to ignore this guy. That prophet, Nicole, pray for the prophet. He is out of control today. He is one of our closest friends, but he will have you in stitches. Something's wrong with him. He is an amazing organist, though, and he's a great guy. He's in North Carolina. He's trying to get us back. So if you ever see us come up missing, he probably put us in his trunk. So just keep an eye out on us. If you don't hear from me and I don't send you no smoke signals, go to his Facebook page, send him a follow request so you know I'm in his trunk so you can know where he at, okay? No, but he's a good guy. He's one of our closest friends. And, you know, this is just exciting. And I'm laughing because Jared is taking notes in his phone because God is downloading stuff. I told you.
I was waiting for him to speak. I was going to say, because I'm about to be quiet and let him close everything out and just give
this is how he does it. And this is how, but I'm going to tell you, when God gives him stuff, he comes up and he's like, so let me say this real quick. But
I love it. Yes.
I'm sorry.
He's so gangster like his mother.
No, I'm not, man.
I can't see him being gangster though.
They're the spooky prophets.
The spooky ones?
Yeah, they.
I want to know what's in that notepad. I want to know what the Lord is saying.
I'm chilling. That's
gosh. This has been fun.
Y'all got me on here till 10 o'clock at night.
Listen, we get ready to get off because we got to get ready for church. We got to be at church at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And he got to wear his bow tie. And he got to wear his bow tie, so we got to make sure he's sharp in the morning.
You keep throwing that out there. He going to get you. He got to wear his bow tie and his suit.
These jeans.
Jeans. I'm sorry.
I wish it was a suit. That would make sense to me. You know what I mean?
He said, get your outfit. Right. Oh, my goodness.
We're going to go give God the praise.
You're going to have to take a picture of that so we can say, remember, Jared? That was
there
he is. To tag everybody in it. I want to see it.
Hey, I put clothes together, okay?
He is very fashionable. He's also working on something. What is it called?
Oh, my clothing line?
Yes. Come on, share everything you got going on.
Soon enough, I'm coming out with a clothing line. It's called 7 at 7. It's just yeah.
What
What they say?
Why did you say how much it was a suit too, bro? I'm sorry. I'm trying to be serious.
Right, bro. It's tough out here.
Go ahead about the clothing line.
Oh, but yeah, I just got a clothing line coming out. It's called 797. I'll give more details later.
Well, tell about the scripture.
No, let me
Okay,
go into this
Let
thing.
me tell that story when I'm ready.
God, no, you know what I mean? This one right here. Some things ain't meant to be said until it's done.
Okay. Nicole, I'm gonna text it to you.
But no, it's gonna be a men's clothing line that's coming out. Well, not even just a men's. It's gonna be just a everybody situation. This is gonna be nice. It's coming out soon though.
Well, definitely let us know because I think it's important. We women hold it down on Facebook. We boom. But it's important for us to put the men out there.
Well, we gotta pray for the fellas though to come up a little bit because they not like they don't do social media,
wait.
but like
some of us do.
He kind of
I got some brothers who really about that life,
but you don't like it. Yeah. And I keep telling him like this is the new marketplace.
Yeah,
I understand that, but at the same time, you know,
it is such a way to connect and network.
Come on,
your brother took my tagline because I actually had a tagline called faith focused finish, and he said faith focused fashion.
Well, he had God laid that on his heart.
He's been talking to me about this for weeks.
Don't take those 2 words now.
Come on, Rod.
You know what, though, Nicole? It's funny because Rodney Izzard and his wife, they own a carpet cleaning business. 3Z carpet cleaning. So him and his wife are phenomenal. So I'm going to shout out them too because I believe everybody but him and his wife have an amazing carpet cleaning business. So if anybody sees his name on here, Rodney Izzard, his wife is Ashley Izzard, hit them up on Facebook. They doing some big things.
Put
Rodney, can you tag that inside the comments?
Yeah, tag it in there. We can put it on the screen. Absolutely.
And people in North Carolina, actually, for Simeon, he's a photographer too. So
a lot of talented people. He's a prophet and a photographer.
Very nice. I'll put his last post on there.
Y'all leave
Hey man,
you better leave me alone, bro.
Oh, and you know what, Nicole, one of my close sisters on here, she has something called Teen Moms Arise. She's in North Carolina. She was a teen mom at the age of 15. And so what she does is she partners with other teen moms to help them understand that that's not their end, and she'll help with resources and things like that for them. Yeah. So she's an awesome person as well.
What's her name?
Tiffany Gaddy. She's on here. She needs to get her book out. Yeah, so I'll make sure I connect you to as well.
I think that was her.
Yeah, another entrepreneurs on
here. I mean everybody. This season has been nothing but networking and building each other.
You just confirmed something, and I'm going to share it here first. I literally have not spoken this out of my mouth to anyone. It's just been kind of all in my spirit for the longest time. I really, truly, when we switched platforms from the Tamar's, the Tidy Truth book club, when we switched over to this platform from the Zoom, I said, Lord, we have to go back to doing Zooms once a month. And I didn't quite know how I wanted to do it or the correct way, but was really in my spirit was God kept saying, he gave me this vision years ago, and it's called Visionaries Unite. Visionaries.
Yeah.
I bought the domain names, got the business ready, all that good stuff, but never did anything because it's time. It's in my heart to bring the visionaries together a month. So if you a carpet cleaner, if you I don't care if you put on prosthetic legs, if you whatever you do.
Yeah, seriously. But it's serious.
Everybody has something, and we need to connect.
But you know what though? It's funny you said that. Yeah.
Everybody. That's what I really would love it to be like. Where we not all just come and share everything that we do, but we actually pray for each other, like actually speak what God is sharing for other people, whether it's releasing a word, whether it's just encouraging someone or even offering your services and volunteering. But once a month, that's what my heart, I think I may release that on my birthday.
Okay.
Right now, that's in August because I want to find some things together.
I think that would be amazing.
Partnering with different people because it's not just me, it's everybody. It's all the visionaries. We're all covering. Whether God leads you to give somebody $100 this week or bless somebody with 1,000, whatever. People have been on lives and said, "I'm giving you 100." It's because God says so. They ain't even have to speak a word, just because.
Yeah, I think that's needed because one thing. What was it last year? I did the 30-day accountability. Yeah. My mentor did a 30-day accountability. So like in that 30 days. You had to have your business plan, and we all had to work. Like there was no, because if we're all visionaries, What are your resources? What are you using for your website? What are you using for, your links? Like, teach me. Maybe I don't know how to use Squarespace. Maybe I don't know how to use Bitly. Like, so many resources that were given out so that everybody could achieve the ultimate goal, which is to win. Why can't we as visionaries come together and do that? So many times we get so selfish or stuck, but there's other visionaries that need what you have, because maybe they have this piece of it, but they don't know that piece, but you do. Why aren't we collaborating together to get that done?
And I want to help. It's been in my heart to help these young children. They don't have to go to the fast food place to work. I mean, it's fine if you're trying to rise up in leadership. Right. Chick-fil-A has their leadership, but if they know what they want to do, why not
help them get there?
Do that, help them work it out. So be on the lookout for that, y'all. This is the first time
we'll be there. We'll be there.
It'll just be once a month, just once.
We'll be there. And I'm telling. And
gotta have balance.
We didn't have a balance, like a balance meeting or a balance conference, because I think that a lot of people, when giving visions, oh really? I did see that. You're right.
On the 28th, I think it is the end of this month. So we gotta, So I'm gonna put together some things in the works. It's, I'm gonna start bringing just people together, start building a directory. This one good with website. This one good with mentoring. This one knows how to do this, and just have everybody come together and just help everybody. Just get on a Zoom and we just set it up and just help each other.
That sounds amazing.
This week we're talking about websites. This week we're talking about business plans. This week we're talking about, so wherever you are, you can get what you need free of charge, no cost. So,
that's awesome.
But anywho, thank you guys for being on.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
We talked about a lot of good stuff. Can you close us out, Bishop Jones, with the word of prayer?
Bishop stuff,
I know I'm saying unnecessary warfare, right? You like, don't keep saying that.
Please don't.
He hears it all the time.
Really? No, I'm not trying to put you on the spot to pray.
Please don't. Thank you. God bless you.
But you could pray if you want, since you got hands of holy hands and that's what you said. That's what
now it's gonna be short and sweet. Now it's gonna be short and sweet.
Don't short our blessing.
Somebody needs this prayer.
All right, you ready?
No teasing.
Father, right now, in the name of Jesus, God, we thank you for the opportunity just to come to you and share with others and even be on this platform to give you praise, God. We thank you for the opportunity just to be here, God. We thank you for giving us life, health, and strength, even just to keep moving, God. We thank you for everything that you're about to do in this season, God. Now, I pray for my sister, Nicole. I want this platform to be huge, God. You said whatever we ask, you will prepare and you will put in place. So, God, right now, put it in place for us, oh God.
Yes, oh God.
And we thank you for our business, and we thank you for everybody else's business that's on here, God. We thank you for what you're going to do.
Yes, Father.
The future has us, and you have us in your mind, oh God.
Yes, God.
Even though that we have in your mind, God, that you're going to make and broaden and stretch,
yes, God,
and build and renew and bring life into every situation that we put ourselves in, oh God. We thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
And everybody that's on our live, let them have great and perfect peace, oh God. We thank you, we praise you, and we say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
I was not trying to think. I wasn't even thinking about praying tonight. Lord Jesus.
Look at how God used you, man of God.
Hey, yo,
Yes, he did. Because we don't usually pray out. We just say, all right, guys, see you later. But last week was so fire. Because we just talking about books, But
so assignment for everybody on here tonight.
I'm going.
All right, you can dismiss
I'm
yourself.
leaving.
All right,
Jared.
we can break it off. No, we can break it off.
Oh, he about to get up.
Your assignment for this week. If you did not release last week, go back and do that. So you got a double assignment. For this week, you need to tell your truth. If you have not spoken your truth, your story, whether it be good, bad, in between, this is a good week to release it. This is Father's Day. So there are so many that have fathers who have passed on, so many who have had absentee fathers, whatever your case may be, or you've had a father that said, hey, I'm not stepping in, I'm going to be your dad. Make sure that you acknowledge them this week and tell your truth. Hey, Dad, I thank you for being there for me. Or tell your truth. I need to tell you that you weren't there. Or tell your truth. I thank you for coming in and being there with not only me, but my mother. Whatever needs to be said, this is a good week to tell your truth. Married couples, tell your truth.
There's so much relief in that, too.
It's so much relief in telling your truth. We done, but Jared had to tell his truth to his father a few weeks ago. We're done. But sometimes you do because we hold in things for so long. But tell your truth because it is really for you. And even with your spouse, tell your truth. Yeah, well, if they're not up to par, Tell your truth.
Be careful.
Be careful. Watch your words. Don't say words that will break them, but words that will build them and encourage them, because you got to do it in love. But tell your truth. We as spouses, sometimes we fall off, not because we want to, but we're busy and life is chaotic. Tell your truth. Hey, honey, I miss when you would get your hair done and stop wearing your wig. Just tell the truth.
Yeah. I know some husbands who have. I know he laughing, but it's true.
I may tell you the truth. See, I'll ask Jared, am I okay? Or you want to see my hair? Because sometimes I don't feel like being bothered. And most times he doesn't care because he's used to be doing so many things. But there are some husbands that don't want your hair short. Stop cutting your hair.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
She about to go in the hole.
Tell your truth. Tell your truth. Good night, everybody.
I love the transparency, though. He like, don't go that far.
Don't go that far. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
She about to call.
I want to help somebody.
Thank you, Brother Simeon.
I don't want to cause no heat. I just want them to acknowledge and tell the truth.
Well,
thank you for your blessing.
Tell your truth.
That's the name of that's what the name of the ministry is. Title your truth. Don't use
tell your truth.
Yeah.
It's not enough just to be parents sometimes. Parents need a break too. So sometimes parents need to go out on a date. Tell your truth. Babe, we need a break because we're so busy being parents.
How about for the single people?
Tell your truth. I'm tired of being single, Lord. Where's my Boaz? Where you at?
You better use the word for that. You better relax. You better use the word for that. Hey.
Your feet getting light.
I'm just saying, whatever your truth is, tell your truth. Tell your truth, not even just for the other people, but tell your truth for you. Set yourself free. We don't have to be bound. Set yourself free. Tell your truth.
Comment underneath. Oh, thanks, Mama. Thank you.
Good night, Mommy.
She said she'd be nice even though she didn't win.
Ooh, Mommy, we got you next week. I'm going to send you the answers.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you every. Oh, Shania said she tired of being single like you. You ain't gonna let us get off. She got me over here laughing.
Shania, just break. We're gonna just go to bed. You got church in the morning. Go to bed.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. We love you, Nicole.
I love you too. Thanks for joining us, Jared. Feel free to pop on any other time you want to, even though it's not just for Father's Day. We appreciate you. And just before we close out, my mother wants to say that she's always nice.
Yes, she is.
Agree, but
I believe it, man. I believe it. Don't let nobody else say that you ain't.
Nicole, you better stop laughing because if you get in trouble, we can't help you.
Listen, I'm gonna have Prophet see me throw in the back of that truck, take me to North Carolina. I won't be good. I'll be good. And I have my bottle of growth oil for him.
Nicole, get off this line. Hang up.
All right.
I may have to go incognito. I had to disappear. No, but I am grateful for you guys. Y'all are funny, hilarious. I felt like I had a whole abdominal workout. I am feeling great. Thank you so much.
If you ever need to laugh, just call us.
Y'all support BHE mentoring. I'm sorry, Behind Our Eyes mentoring. I know y'all figuring that part out. BHE. Yeah. He said, "Don't do me like that." All right, I got to hit the button. I got. Don't be laughing all night. Good night, everybody.
All right, see you.
Oh my goodness. He said y'all got Nicole throwing shade at me.
This was funny. This was too funny.
Oh no. All right, I'm gonna hit the button. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I thought I hit the button.